Are you a fan of graphics mods? Well, if that's the case, then I think you're gonna really like this one. Now, it may seem subtle, but I feel like we're on the cusp of an amazing graphics revolution in Garry's mod, thanks to an amazing add-on known as G-Shader. What is G-Shader? Well, it's pretty much a set of tools for other creators to use and make advanced post-processing effects right into source. No external modules or anything required, at least as of yet. Just your typical source engine and some amazing talent that can use these tools to create some amazing and jaw-dropping effects. Might I even say next gen? Well, next gen with Garry's mod, which is like the Xbox PS2 era. Y'all ever play Half-Life 2 on Xbox? Let me know how that was. This is physically based bloom, and it adds a very realistic and really amazing looking bloom effect to your game that is fully configurable. We're going to go over some basic scenarios and comparisons with it on and off, but do keep in mind that it does use G-Shader as the background, like the tools, of course, that we suggested. Now, I do want to thank Flaming Food for suggesting this. Let's go on to the previews. One of the best scenarios to actually compare this is, well, pulling out your gravity gun or your fizz gun. We're going to go on into a place like this, and the good thing is I don't gotta do no fancy stuff. All I have to do is hold the C key and I can pop up the menu to turn it on and off on the fly. Right now it's on, now it's off. So you can see when it does come to the gravity gun specifically, it's kind of subtle. Now it's on, now it's off. But, I mean, doesn't it kind of give like that early like E3 trailer look to the guns? I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, back when Portal was announced, the preview for it looked nothing like the game. It looked so much better in those previews, and I always wondered, how can we get games like that to look like they're supposed to in the previews? This is kind of giving me that vibe right now, and it's very subtle, at least with the gravity gun, but the bloom also affects, well, any source of light that would give off bloom. So right here you can see as we kind of sit here, we can go ahead and open that menu again and turn it off, and look at that. That is a generational difference if you ask me. I know it's only one area, but that's pretty insane. Now you're also going to notice, if I zoom in on it, this bloom mod does add like a dirty lens effect. As you can see right there, it looks like we have like spots on our lens, but when we turn it off, it's completely gone. Now this is not always present. You can see as I look away it disappears. Very, very subtle and expertly implemented, might I add. Now, it's going to be pretty bright when you come out, but as your eyes or the camera adjusts, you can see now it's just fine. Even when I feel like, or I worry, that things could be too bright, it doesn't really seem that way. Because turning it off, I mean, it adds some brightness, of course, which again, is completely customizable in this amazing settings panel right here. Alright, so once again, we're going to do a comparison. I mean, I don't know about you, it could be a bit too much for some people. I think this looks pretty sick. It looks really cool. And if we go ahead and just turn it off, you can see that's with it off. All that quality is just thrown out the window. It's like we turned all post-processing effects off, but this is only bloom. This is just one effect. Imagine what other creators can do with G-Shader with other effects, because bloom is not the only one, of course. We could see some advanced anti-aliasing methods. Dare I even say some ambient occlusion? We did take a look at a video similar to that, I'll put it in the top right corner. Or even my favorite, global illumination. If there was some way to implement global illumination into Garry's mod, that would be insane. Now, I really did not want to spend all the video on Construct. I did want to check out some other beautiful maps to see if we could make them even more beautiful. And well, you can see here we are in the Asylum, and this map uses some amazing effects to really add atmosphere to the entire scene. But if we were to go ahead and turn it off, you're gonna notice it doesn't make that much of a difference, because a lot of the effects or the beautiful bloom that's implemented as well, it's all kind of already baked in. We don't gotta worry about adding extra, and you can see that this add-on doesn't overdo it when it doesn't need to. It almost feels like it's intelligent, even though everything is fully customizable. It's not adding too much, except maybe right there, you could argue, turning it off, but I mean, it's already pretty overexposed, which does make sense considering we're in this gigantic underground facility. So why don't we go ahead and try a different area? Here we can see Tons of atmosphere in this amazing room. I love this map. In fact, I did an entire video showcasing it. If I could find it, I'll put it in the top right corner. It's an amazing map to explore, but going back into it, again, not that much difference. So, depending on the map that you're on, your mileage may vary depending on how amazing it looks, but I will say, it doesn't take anything away from the scene. It only adds to it. Again, it's something that you would find in like a next-gen game. Alright, so I went ahead and moved upstairs. How does it look here? Well, again, I'm gonna be straight with you guys. It ain't that different. That's with it off. Here's with it on. You can see the bloom kind of bounces off of the more reflective objects like this table here, and it does give us that slight dirty lens effect, which is nice. You know, it adds some dynamicism and, dare I say, even more atmosphere than the map already has. Take a shot every time I say atmosphere, by the way. But I wouldn't say it's needed. Like, I wouldn't say it's such a jaw-dropping change that you have to go out and get it for this map specifically. So we're gonna go on to another map where I think the difference is quite a bit more jarring. And you truly cannot get more jarring than the back rooms. Alright, so when it does come to the back rooms, there's already a ton of light and a ton of bloom built in. But we do have the mod on right now, and if we were to go ahead and turn it off, you're not going to find much of a difference just looking at these basic light fixtures here, but you will notice a difference around corners like this. So if I just kind of like sit here and I turn it off, you're going to notice a lot of that oomph that was there is now gone. I mean, look at that. That is crazy that this is just the bloom that's affecting this. Bloom, of course, is not going to be all that effective when you're just looking at the base light source like this, because again, the camera adjusts and the bloom isn't going to be so powerful. But when you're in a dark area like this, and of course in Source Engine, like, it kind of acts like your eyes have to adjust to it, I mean, the results can be pretty amazing. Now, this is a bit too much. Like right there, that was a bit too bright. So let's go ahead and change that. By going into the settings panel here, by just clicking on the actual shader here, we can adjust the intensity right here, and we can pull it back. I'll even move this so you guys can see. So we can make it more intense or less intense. As you can see, that's how it looks. Now, if we pull out our fizz gun, you can see this also gives off that bloomy effect, which I'll admit is a bit too much at this setting. Let me lower it a bit. Now, if we were to turn it off, I mean, look at that. It's so flat and drowned out, but turning it on, it's like the fizz gun comes to life. Although, again, I'm going to admit that's still a little too strong. There we go. A nice subtle bloom effect. Really does add a lot, and this bloom does go onto your flashlight, as we can see here. If I were to go ahead and turn it off, it does affect it. It affects every single light source, and in my opinion, it gives this kind of cinematic quality to Garry's mod. I don't know how much longer I can talk about a bloom effect, and I don't want to feel like I missed anything, because this is truly, in my opinion, a pretty next generation mod, and I'm so excited to see what G-Shader is going to add. I've been keeping my eye on this mod for a while now, but I couldn't use the base tool since, well, that's stupid. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a developer or anything like that. I wouldn't even know how to use them. There are so many amazing smart people out there that can use them, and this person who made this mod is simply one of them. But let me know what you guys think. Would you ever use this mod, and what other types of post-processing effects would you like to see come out of G-Shader? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. As always, links will be in the description. Use code NecrosVideos to save 20% off your next G Fuel order. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching this until the end. And until next time, farewell.